All right, everyone. So we need to seriously rethink education as a whole, not just college. And I'm going to put it like this: when you begin elementary school, you're taught the basics: arithmetic, writing, reading, math. Yeah, arithmetic, spelling, uh, maybe even a little history lesson in kindergarten. And when you get to the fifth grade, you get more complicated long division, that sort of stuff. But you're never really taught how to manage your life. Um, I mean, you may get a home ec class of how to make dessert, but how to make an actual breakfast, how to make an actual omelet. Um, there's that. Uh, there is we definitely need to get back to gardening and just growing fruits and vegetables again. And I don't think it's that hard to do, especially with the newer generation. Uh, it it's just that we need to get back to a small business mindset. We need to get back to people controlling the source of their own income in the old entrepreneurial way, kind of like the same mentality business wise before the industrial revolution took over. I mean, before the industrial revolution, everyone was an entrepreneur. They were farmers. They sold wicker baskets. They sold knickknacks on the side or something, and they would milk cows, sell the milk, um, so on and so forth. And then machines came around. Whoever invented the sewing machine sold it for a lot of money and lived very happily, um, as well. And those who invented the steam stacks and all those. And when they finally got steamboats, whoever invented that made a fortune, like probably $1 billion of what it was in like the 1800s or whatever the real, uh, depending on the inflation rate, uh, he was he or she was worth $1 billion. Probably he, of course. Um, yeah. So that was, but I digress with that. Now, with this modern era, we can learn anything on the internet, anything we want to, and we definitely should have more online schools because we're not seeing this in the public education system. We're not seeing how to pay your taxes or anything because like I still remember the Pythagorean theorem, but you can't teach me how I'm gonna do taxes. Like I have to like download TurboTax and stuff and like just have it done. I mean, it's not that complicated once I get around to it. With is certainly with TurboTax, but I mean, you can't teach me that in high school when I'm starting my first job and stuff. Like come on, like, oh geez, oh, that's another thing. There definitely, I remember back in the 90s, and I'm not that old, but I remember the shows that I watched that were from the 90s. Uh, they they would certainly have a business class in the show, like they would do business like on Smart Guy. Um, Marcus and Mo try and start a haircut business and also sort of like um, a zoo business as well, and they're giving guidelines like put flyers around the town, uh, set your price, and and uh, get your customers, let them leave a good review, and get the word out there. So sort of like that. Now there was no real way to take payments online. It was 1998 after all. I mean, actually, I think it was like brand new with the credit card payment system. Certainly, uh, it was only maybe a few years old at the time when the show started, but they would have, like, if they wanted to sell anything online, like they would have had to read all the code and everything, and it would be very difficult for them. But we should definitely teach kids the basics, whether we do this online with stuff like Stripe and PayPal and their own personal websites, or if even if they're just out selling lemonade, it we need to get this entrepreneurial mindset back, and and uh and if they don't want to work for themselves and do that full time, I mean, at least they'll have the ability to create their own source of income for themselves and go off as they see fit. um School interviews um is another one. So definitely getting into the interviews are one of the hardest things uh, I've got. Like, I got rejected so many effing times, to put it lightly, and it's and I wouldn't consider um anything that, like, I mean, you go on job fairs and stuff, and we need to be like, we definitely need apprenticeships as well. I definitely might have been a good coder, might have been a great programmer, had I had a decent programming class in high school, and and the teacher wasn't teaching two classes at once. That is also very bad. We definitely need to encourage apprenticeships, and we definitely need to get back to the more more the more one-on-one teaching, and not 1 to 30 ratio. That is not going to work at all, with anything, whether we're doing programming or making wicker baskets or the basic art designs. We need one-on-one apprenticeships, like, and maybe someone can take multiple people as clients, haha. And they could pay like $200 a week or something to go there, and it would be much cheaper than college, and you're not going to be paying for parking, you're not going to be paying for room and board, you're not going to have lab fees and all that s. You're not going to have that, and it's going to be better for these kids. Like, if they don't like something, they're out maybe $1,000, not 100,000. It geez, it's like, geez, and geez, I definitely felt pressured to go to college. I'm not gonna lie. If you're new, uh if if you're new, let me explain this. So I actually had a magazine article written about me, of me playing college hockey. I was it, I was definitely pressured to go, because if I got rejected from Towson, I don't get the USA Hockey article, and I'm probably going to the local community college, and I'm playing beer league if I'm lucky. So that's another thing with college, is the sports. There's so many people that are going to college just to play sports, and they don't even get a full degree. Now, on top of that, there are definitely kids that just cannot handle it, and they flunk out, or they just cannot muster it. There are also parents are paying like $50,000 a year, or like 80 grand a year sometimes, for their kid to go to Stanford. And what do you think their kid is going to do? He's going to slack off. He's going to try and hook up with chicks, and go to parties and get drunk. That's like, like we're funding this, okay? Like taxpayers are indirectly funding this, okay? And it's not ideal. Imagine if we're starting from scratch. Who would, in their right mind, would subsidize that activity from their tax dollars? Who would subsidize that with on their own money at all? I don't want to subsidize some kid getting drunk, and there's so many kids that pass out because they're pressured by fraternities and sororities, and they die. And geez, one time in college, some kid was passed out in the hallway laying down. No joke, that actually happened. So yeah, that definitely was not a good sight. Now back to education, more specifically. There's definitely a lot of pressure on kids just to make it to a certain GPA, rather than if that's an actual tangible element of measuring what they know and their actual abilities when they get into an office setting, or when they get out onto the job market and can actually just work at a certain position. It doesn't tell anything about those students, how they're going to interact with their boss, or what fit they're going to be on a team. They could have like a 4.0 GPA, and they could just be a bad team player. Whereas you gotta have someone like me who graduated with a 2.5 GPA and got and actually is a great team player and can know and can learn basically any freaking software program. I just can't code well. That's the thing. So there's that. So definitely, now, if you're thinking about applying to college at all and you're not sure what you want to do, take a gap year, at least 1 year. Do not go right away, because you're going to be in debt, and I do not want anyone to any more student loan debt. And find a way to pay for cash. And if you want to be an animator or something, don't spend more than you have to. There's definitely some very specific schools to do this. There are definitely, you can definitely do this at a community college part-time, and pay maybe $1,000 per class or something for a semester, and just get it slowly, even if it takes you a few years or so. And you can still get a certification without actually getting the full degree, and you can still get hired to get jobs. And more people are caring more about the experience of what you have to offer in terms of your skill sets. And I do think the college degree is just going to go away in 10 years. It's not going to be a requirement on most job applications anymore. You will just have to show off your portfolio of your skills, whether that's on your YouTube channel. You show off your ACX auditions. You show off your skills with PowerPoint, Excel, Microsoft with a video, or certain documents. But yeah, it's going to be on certification and evidence-based job work from previous clients and that sort of stuff. So let me know what you think of this video. Like this video, share this video, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you all in the next video. Until the next one, stay safe, stay great. I'll talk to you then.